The finals of the men's US Open single were between Austrian Dominic Thiem and German Alexander Zverev. The last time Austria and Germany went head-to-head, the former was invaded. Thankfully, this match turned out fine. On this week's episode of Headlines, we'll be looking at some COVID-19 updates, the US Open, YouTube Shorts, TikTok in the USA, Japan's new Prime Minister, life on Venus, and last but not least, Wales. Welcome to Headlines. In England, the government has banned social gatherings of more than 6 people after the country witnessed a surge in COVID-19 cases. Most cases were found to be amongst young people. In the US, daily COVID-19 numbers fell below 30,000 for the first time since June. Meanwhile, a famous investigative journalist, Bob Woodward, released an incendiary book about US President Donald J. Trump and his handling of COVID-19. Trump spent hours and hours talking to Woodward and made some very surprising remarks, such as how terrible COVID-19 was and that it was airborne on February 7th. But later, he was telling the US that it wasn't serious at all. On the 27th of February, he said, "It's going to disappear. One day, it's like a miracle, it will disappear." Later, he said he didn't want people to panic. In South Africa, new cases dropped to under 1,000 a day. In July, they averaged 11,000. In Hong Kong, almost a fifth of the population signed up for the free mass COVID-19 testing last week. In terms of global numbers, the US, India, Brazil, Russia, and Peru are the countries with the top numbers of COVID-19 cases. The US Open, one of the 4 Grand Slams in tennis, concluded this week. Naomi Osaka took home the title in women's singles after beating her Belarusian opponent Victoria Azarenka 2-1. Naomi Osaka also managed to wear all 7 of her face masks, which had the names of African Americans who died due to police brutality written on them. How's that for goal setting? In a heated men's singles finals which concluded after a tiebreaker, Dominic Thiem from Austria triumphed after a comeback against his German opponent Alexander Zverev. YouTube announced last week that they will be testing out their TikTok rival, YouTube Shorts, in India. YouTube deemed India to be the perfect market to test their product. After the country banned TikTok in June due to border tensions with China, TikTok lost an estimated 120 million users from India. 120 million users who YouTube believe they can get onto their Shorts platform. According to a blog post by Chris Jaff, the VP of Product Management at YouTube, Shorts is not going to be like TikTok. But then, Jaff pointed out that Shorts is for creators and artists who want to shoot short, catchy videos using nothing but their mobile phones. I think this perfectly sums up that one meme. You can copy my work, but just change up the words a little bit. Speaking of TikTok, the US has finally found the firm that's going to be partnering with the video sharing company. If you're not sure where I'm coming from, Trump caused widespread panic, primarily amongst teenagers, last month after he announced that TikTok would be banned from the USA if an American company didn't partner with the firm. Trump was concerned with TikTok harvesting user data and sending it over to the Chinese government, claims which TikTok has repeatedly rejected. But now, much to the relief of the Hype House and the 80 million other American TikTokers, Oracle, an American technology firm, will be investing in TikTok and will probably help them with their data storage in the US. Now, obviously, papers still need to be signed, signatures still need to be written, and all that bureaucratic jazz still needs to be hurdled. But for now, it looks like TikTok won't be going down in the US after all. Japan's parliament elected Yoshihide Suga as Prime Minister on Wednesday, replacing Shinzo Abe with his right-hand man after Abe announced 2 weeks ago that he would be stepping down next year due to an illness. I guess Japan needs some sugar after wasabi. Suga won the vote for the presidency of the conservative Liberal Democratic Party by a large margin last week. Suga will be taking over Abe's position mid-term and will step down in September 2021 when new elections are set to take place. Suga has promised to continue with Abenomics, Mr. Abe's signature economic policy that was designed to stimulate Japan's economy. Last week, scientists came out with an astronomical discovery. They didn't confirm that the Earth was all just Ohio State, but believe it or not, astronomers have said that there might be life on Venus. The astronomers from the UK and the USA found phosphine gas in the atmosphere of Venus. Phosphine needs lots of hydrogen and the right temperatures to form, and this isn't present on Venus. So, according to the astronomers, it indicates that either some completely unknown chemistry or some kind of microbial type life was behind this. Now, one important thing to note here. This isn't really a discovery of alien life. We still haven't been able to make any contact with our extraterrestrial cousins yet. But it is an amazing discovery that goes to show that we might not be alone in this universe after all. A pod of 3 humpback whales caused a stir in Australia this week when they were spotted in a croc-infested river, aptly named East Alligator River. It seemed that they had lost their way while migrating. 2 of them did a U-turn and found their way back out into sea, and the third just kept going up the river, ignoring the massive, hungry crocodiles on the way. The 16-meter-long whale got to 30 kilometers upriver, leaving scientists to wonder how they could turn it around. The scientists say the crocs wouldn't attack the whale because it was so huge. And speaking of whales, Spanish authorities are warning boats to keep away from any pods of killer whales after multiple incidents over the last 2 months in which the orcas have damaged boats and injured sailors. One sailor, Victoria Morris, described one of these attacks as feeling totally orchestrated. Her boat was surrounded by 9 whales which repeatedly rammed it. The boat was so damaged that it had to be towed away, and there were bite marks on the rudder. Scientists are baffled. We're not. It's 2020. On that note, those are your headlines for this week. I'll see you next time on Headlines.